Hey, what's up you guys? It's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to see in the future. Click that subscribe button and turn on my post notifications. That way you get notified every time we go into whatever book we are on. Today we are going into chapter 10 of Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. It is book 2 in the series of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I hope that you guys are ready and prepared for this. So let's get right into it. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off the video now. You have been warned. Alrighty, let's get right into this. Ooh, that's not where I need to go. Chapter 10. The doorbell was shrill, splitting your ears the same way as a scream. Pip withdrew her finger, restoring quiet to the white brick terraced house. She hoped this was the right house. This was the only one, they told her. Number 13, beacon closed, dark red door. An aggressively white BMW sports car sat in the drive, throwing the morning sun back into Pip's eyes, blinding her. She was about to ring the bell again when she heard a sliding bolt. The door swung inward, and a man appeared in the gap, screwing his eyes against the brightness outside. This must be the new boyfriend, then. He was wearing a crisp white sweatshirt, black Adidas stripes up the sleeves, and a pair of dark basketball shorts. "Yeah," he said gruffly, voice crackling like he hadn't been awake long. "Hello," Pip said brightly. The man had a tattoo across his throat, the gray ink stark against the white skin in symmetrical repeating shapes that looked like scales. A flock of birds emerged from the pattern, flying up the side of his face and into his brown, close-shaved hair. Pip returned his gaze into the eyes. Is Nat De Silva in? I just asked at her parents' house, and her mom said she'd probably be here. Yeah, she's inside," he sniffed. "You a friend of hers?" "Yes," Pip said, which was a lie, but it was easier to say than no, she still hates me, even though I keep trying to make her not hate me. "I'm Pip Fitzbowie. Can I come in?" "I need to talk to her about something urgent." "Yeah, I guess it's kind of early," he said, stepping back and gesturing for her to follow. "I'm Luke Eaton." "Nice to meet you." Pip closed the front door and followed Luke around the bend in the corridor into the kitchen and at the back. "Nat, friend of yours?" Luke said as they entered the room. The kitchen was square with counters and an L shape on the side, a large wood table on the other one. On one end of the table was what looked like a stack of money and the pile weighted down by BMW car keys. At the other end of the table sat Nat De Silva, a bowl of cereal in front of her. She was wearing what must have been one of Luke's sweaters, her bleached white hair brushed to one side. She dropped her cereal-loaded spoon and it clattered noisily against the bowl. "What do you want?" she said. "Hi, Nat." Pip stood there awkwardly, trapped halfway between Luke in the doorway and Nat in the table. You already said what you wanted to say to me at the memorial," Nat said dismissively, picking the spoon back up. "Oh no, this isn't about the trial." Pip chanced one step towards Nat. "What trial?" Luke said behind her. "Nothing," Nat responded, the words spoken through a mouthful of cereal. "What is it then?" "It's Jamie Reynolds," Pip said. A breeze came through the open window, fluttering the lace curtain and rustling a couple of brown paper bags on the counter, probably takeout bags. "Jamie's missing," she added. Nat's eyebrows lowered, shadowing her blue eyes. "Missing?" "His mom called me yesterday asking if I'd seen him. He still hasn't turned up." "No, and his family is really worried. They filed a missing persons report yesterday, but the police aren't doing anything about it." "My brother, you mean?" Pip had walked right into that one. "Well, no, I spoke to Detective Hawkins. He says there's nothing they can do, so the Reynolds asked if I would investigate." "For your podcast?" Nat said, the last word full of spite, hammering with consonants, sharpening them at the point. "Well, yes." Nat swallowed another bite of cereal. "How opportunistic of you." Luke snorted. "They asked me to," Pip said quietly. "I'm guessing you won't want to do a recorded interview." "Perspective 2, Nat said, milk dripping on the table as another spoonful hovered between her mouth and the bowl. "Jamie told his brother he was going to your house, your parents' house, after the memorial to spend the evening with you. He was supposed to. He never showed up," Nat sniffed, glancing quickly up at Luke. "Never texted to say he wasn't coming." "I waited. I tried calling him." "So the last contact you have with Jamie was at the memorial in person?" "Yes." Nat crunched another mouthful until just after Andy's friend spoke when I noticed Jamie staring into the crowd on the other side, trying to see something. I asked him what was up, and he said, "I've just seen someone." "And?" Pip said when Nat paused for too long. "Then he left, presumably to go talk to whoever it was," she said. That's when Pip had last seen him too, jostling her as he made his way to the other side of the crowd. A strange intensity on his face, but he was But who was he moving toward? Do you have any idea who the someone he spotted was? No, Nat said, stretching her neck out with an audible crack. Can't be somebody I know, or he would have said their name. He's probably with whoever that someone is. He'll come back home. Jamie's like that. Very all or nothing. His family's convinced something has happened to him, Pip said, her legs starting to prickle from standing still too long. That's why I need to work out his movements during and after the memorial, find out who he interacted with on Friday night. Do you know anything that might help? She heard an inward breath behind her from Luke before he spoke. Nat's right. Jamie's probably just staying with a friend. I'm sure this is a lot of trouble over nothing. Do you know Jamie? Pip half turned to look at him. Nah, not really. Only through Nat. They're good friends. If she says he's okay, then he's probably okay. Well, Nat started. Were you at the memorial? Pip asked Luke. Did you see? Nah, wasn't there. Luke clicked his tongue. Never knew either of those kids, so no. Didn't see Jamie. Didn't actually leave the house at all on Friday. Pip nodded at him, then turned back to the kitchen table. As she did, she caught just the tail end of an expression on Nat's face. She was looking up at Luke's hand, frozen in mid-air, on its way back to the spoon, mouth slightly open like she started to speak but had forgotten how. Then her eyes flicked up to Pip. An expression immediately dropped out, so fast that Pip wasn't sure she'd really seen it at all, nor what it might mean. So, Pip said, watching Nat more closely now. Was Jamie acting strange that night or in the weeks before? I don't think so, said Nat. I haven't heard from him much lately. Have you been texting? Late night phone calls? Asked Pip. Well, not, Nat started to say, but then she suddenly abandoned her cereal, sitting back with her arms crossed. What is this? She said, her voice jagged with anger. Are you interrogating me? I thought I was just telling you when I last saw Jamie, but now it's sounding like you suspect me of something like last time. No, I'm not. Well, you were wrong before, weren't you? Should learn from your mistakes. Nat pushed her chair back and it screeched on the tiles, cutting right through Pip. Who made you the village auntie of this crappy town anyway? Everyone else might be happy to play along, but I'm not. She shook her head and dropped her pale blue eyes. You're leaving. Now. I'm sorry, Nat, Pip said. Then there was nothing else she could say. Anything she tried only made Nat hate her more, and there was only one person to blame for that, but Pip wasn't the person anymore, was she? The yawning feeling opened up in her gut. Again, Luke led Pip back to down the hallway and opened the front door. You lied to me, he said, as Pip passed. A hint of amusement in his voice said you were friends. She screwed her eyes against the glare from Luke's car, turned back and shrugged. Thought I was good at spotting liars. His grip tightened around the edge of the door. Leave us out of it, whatever it is you're up to, you hear? I hear. Luke smiled at something and closed the door with a sharp click. Walking away from the house, Pip pulled out her phone to check the time. 10:41 a.m. 38 and a half hours missing. Her home screen was piling up with notifications from Twitter and Instagram. More coming in as she watched. The scheduled post on her website and social media announcing the second season of the podcast had gone out at 10:30, so now everyone knew about Jamie Reynolds. There really was no going back. A few emails had come into another company inquiring about sponsorship, one from Stanley Forbes with 24 attachments to the subject line reading memorial pictures, and one from 22 minutes ago, Gail Yardley, who lived on Pip Street. Hello, Pippa. It read, I've just seen the missing posters around town. I don't remember seeing Jamie Reynolds that evening, but I have a quick look through my photographs from the memorial and I found him. You might want to take a look at this photo. And I'm going to leave off right there. I will do part 2 to chapter 10, so I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!